My grandparents came from Italy in the early 1900s. My father's mother, who was born in Gaeta, forced me to speak it. She wouldn't give me a glass of water unless I said, dammi un bicchiere d'acqua. So that's how I learned it, and she'd take me for walks and teach me things, and she'd say, say things in Italian and make me repeat it in a dialect Italian. The Register of Deeds is a person who is responsible for correct filings of anything that has to do with title to land in Middlesex South, which is 44 cities and towns from Acton, Ayer, down to this area, including Everett, Somerville, Malden, Medford, and places to the west like Framingham, Natick, and Wayland. The person runs a budget of approximately $3 million and is the supervisor of 67 people. This registry is the busiest in Massachusetts and brings in something like $65 million annually in fees, because when you record something you have to pay a fee to do it. What I came to learn in October was that Mr. Brune was retiring, that there were other people running, that I felt and others felt that I could do a better job than they could, because I have spent more than 1 year, several years serving as Bar Association president in 2 major bar associations and serving on the House of Delegates for the Mass Bar. With my knowledge of dealing with attorneys and people after 35 years in the business, and knowing and learning that there are problems there, which is not far from my office, there's a 7-year backlog in registered land, which means I've come to learn that they have not issued a title certificate for over 7 years in registered land. So you need somebody, the people need somebody that can work with the people there, because most of them are unionized, encourage them, and make them respond so that the people's work is done. And I'm the best person out of the 6 people running that can do that. I worked my way through Boston College from the School of Management, which gives me skills to run a business that I've been running and to run the registry. After that, I worked in a bank for 6 years. The bank then put me through law school nights. When I finished law school, I started work as a public defender, and after that became a general practitioner lawyer. My dad always worked 2 jobs, and my mom, after she raised myself and my sister, then went to Harvard working in the factory. My dad worked in the factory, and my mom earlier had worked in a factory, but after we grew up, she went to Harvard and worked in the cafeteria. So that downstairs you may see I get the Harvard magazine from my mother. It's not because we went to Harvard, I went to Boston College, it's because my mother was worked in the cafeteria taking care of students. So I have that resiliency and that hard-working ethic that they gave me. And I brought that to bear both in the Pirandello Lyceum, where they awarded me the Best of the Best award, and the Dante Alighieri Society of Massachusetts named me Chairman Emeritus of the Dante Alighieri Society. My whole life I have spent fighting for people, and I intend to bring that to bear in the registry. They can call the office 617-354-9400, or they can go online at frankjciano.com. And they can also click Frank J. Ciano Register of Deeds. And I have both a website and I'm on Facebook, and those are the ways to ask me questions and get answers from me.